Welcome everybody to an I Do Notes screencast. I want to take a look at some of the widgets that have been coming out and actually how I've been using some of them. A couple coming up in the next couple of weeks. First one up after we talk about our sponsor of CertFX. CertFX is a proud sponsor across the I Do Notes podcast and the Spike Studio Network. CertFX, where you need to go to get your certification training. You can use our custom URL. That's bit.ly/CertFX, as you see in the window in front of you, bit.ly/CertFX. And make sure you use the code IDONOTES all together to get yourself up to 25% off any certification exam across any of the products, including Lotus and BlackBerry themselves. So let's move on to the demo for today. We're actually going to take a look at the OpenNTF catalog, and we're going to look at the Sametime Unite web conference. A couple cool things about it. I just reinstalled it. I had a little issue on the Mac, but we reinstalled. So the widget to join a Sametime Unite conference will take any URL that shows up inside and actually let you join the conference live. Now, what's unique about it is you're able to actually just click and use the Lotus Notes browser. If it's not the default browser in your system, it'll actually launch into that. So we'll flip over right now to the Lotus Notes side. As you can see, I came in and I had a meeting up. This one's expired and done, which is no big deal. You'll see the widget is actually down on the right-hand side. It's actually installed. There's not many properties you can change for it. It's already in there and ready to go, but you can download it and drag it for free. But now I have live text for the meetings and the long URL of the meetings themselves. So it sees the meeting number as well as the meeting URL. If I click either one, I'm going to get a pop-up with giving me some actions about them. I can join the conference. I can build another dashboard around it, which isn't necessary. Set a default action, which is join. I can look at the properties and the others, but the big part is the join. So we'll actually join, and what you'll notice is it'll use the Lotus Notes default browser to actually launch a mini window. There's a couple good and bad things about this. One good thing is it jumps right in. You'll see it'll put in the information, which it actually put it in the meeting ID in the bottom right. Waits to join the conference. You'll actually get the pop-up in just a minute if this was a live meeting. Now here's what I want to let you know about it for a live meeting itself is this will pop up in the window. It'll prompt you. If you let it sit for a minute, it'll use the same window. But the catch is that when you join this way, because it auto-fills in a form for this widget, you are not allowed to put in your name. So all you get inside the meeting is the words, your name. So it really defeats the purpose of using this widget to get into it to identify who you are, as everyone shows up as your name inside the meeting itself. I noticed this the other day as I used this widget. It didn't allow me to fill in the field. It just populated the meeting ID number and then left me as your name. So no one knew who anyone was when we were using the widget. No one could tell exactly who they were. No one could then chat with somebody else and know who they were chatting with. So if they're going to fix this, they're going to have to find a way to prompt you to allow you to fill in that, or draw it from your Lotus Notes ID possibly, or some other way. Otherwise, a good widget for popping you right into a conference quickly. If it's just you and one other person, it's really easy to work with. One other thing I quickly wanted you to note is that I went ahead and pasted in a Lotus Live ID. All Web Dialogues meetings will soon be on the Lotus Live meeting site. They're going to be migrating them over, so this widget will not currently work for anything as you see with the dash in it from the Lotus Live URLs that you receive. We'd have to write another widget piece for that or get one from them. But of course, it still works for everything with Web Dialogues. It was keyed specifically for the form for Web Dialogues, not for the Lotus Live. So just an FYI before we close this out. Otherwise, needs a little bit of work. So that is the Sametime widget for Sametime Unite, the widget for Sametime Unite. It's another I Do Notes Spike Studio production.